If you want to prevent yourself from having a future plumbing nightmare, I'll show you how to change out these FlowTite valves. These are plastic push-pull valves. Pull off and push on. Got this plastic knob on here with a real tiny screw that holds it on there, and this one's loose. And then inside it kind of has a shark bite type fitting in there, like the predecessor of the shark bite valves. And all this does is push on to the supply line, and then you can turn it on and off. And I'm replacing all of them within my house because I had this particular one that the handle broke off of the push-pull plunger. It just snapped right off of there when I tried to shut it off. If you have these in your house, you could potentially be in for a plumbing nightmare if one of these breaks with your water turned on. So I'm going to prevent that by replacing them. Let me show you what I'll replace them with. I will link everything I'm using for this project in the description of this video if you're interested in picking these up for yourself. I got everything off of Amazon. So I've got these SUNGATOR stainless steel braided faucet hoses. These are 16-inch length hoses with a 3/8-inch compression fitting on one end and a 1/2-inch FIP on the other. It actually comes with a couple of wrenches, which is kind of nice, but you may need to use your own. These are great for tight spots and they really come in handy. And it comes with some Teflon tape. I didn't use the Teflon tape, but it's there if you need it. And then I really like these quarter turn stops. I picked these up in a 4-pack for about $8.50 a piece. 3/8 inch on the top and a 1/2-inch compression fitting because my home has copper piping. And these have worked really well for me in the past. I've done several of these faucets already. But this is just a quarter turn. So a quarter of a turn and you can turn that water off, quarter of a turn back and it's turned on. And I have had no failures since I've been using these for several years. There's several different ways and a lot of complex ways to go about removing these from the existing pipe. But I've found with copper pipe, I just get a good grip on it, twist and pull, and it'll pull off of that pipe. And it may scratch the pipe up a little bit, so I'll take some sandpaper or emery cloth or something like that to clean up the copper pipe, make sure that it's smooth and it's good and clean, and then we can install our new valve. First step is shut off your main water supply to the house, so we'll shut that down. Once the water's shut off, then I'll come and open the faucet, turn it to hot and to cold, and just let out any pressure that might be in the lines. Then I like to put down a towel in the cabinet before I get started. And I like to have a bucket handy as well. Then I'll take one of these wrenches that comes in the kit with the new braided lines and loosen this top fitting. And you may get some water out of here, so this is where the bucket comes in handy. I'll just grab it and twist and pull at the same time. And eventually you'll get that valve wiggled loose and it'll come right off of there. And of course, exactly the same process for the other side. Next, take your piece of sandpaper or emery cloth or Scotch-Brite pad, whatever you have, and I'm just going to wrap it around there and clean this pipe and smooth it out the best that I can. And of course, we'll do that to both sides. Okay, on with the nut, flat side up against the wall. And then our ferrule. It should go on nice and easy and slide real nice and smooth. And you know you've got the pipe prepped properly for the installation of the valve. And then our valve. And I like to make sure I've got that pushed on all the way. And we'll hold this with one wrench and tighten this with the other. Till it's nice and tight. Both valves are in the off position. I'm going to leave you guys set up here. I'm going to go out and turn my water back on and we'll see if we have any leaks on those valves. Okay, we're back. I don't see any leaks. I like to feel underneath the valve for any water. Make sure we don't have any leaks. Don't turn this valve on because I do have the water turned on. Now the 1/2 inch goes up toward the faucet, and personally I like to install that one first. I just think it's easier. Then I'll straighten out the hose however it needs to sit, and I'll connect the bottom. And tighten that down. And we'll do the same thing for the cold side. Now with both valves tightened in the off position, got the hoses on, everything's tightened down, we'll turn the valves on one at a time and just check for leaks. And that looks good. If you can easily remove the aerator off of the bottom of your faucet, you can remove that before you turn the water on, and it'll wash out any particles or debris or anything that you may have got in the line when you turn the water on. So there's the cold side and the hot side. And then we'll put the aerator back on. And that should complete the job. And that's how you prevent a plumbing nightmare, by replacing your plastic FlowTite push-pull supply valves. And in this case, the replacement steel braided lines as well. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up before you leave. And there's a video on the screen now that YouTube thinks you're going to enjoy. Click on that video and I'll meet you over there.